Hello, I'm Phil Mullen, energy psychotherapist, and this little talk is about how one person's mind can control another person's mind, how you can be controlled by another person's mind, the subtle energetic aspects of this. And the first point to consider is that as human beings, we are all energy fields, communicating energy fields, fields of information, a conscious energy field, seeking connection with other energy fields to merge or form part of a larger energy field with another person or a group. Now, some of us tend more towards wanting to merge with a larger, stronger energy field. Others of us want to be the stronger energy field and recruit others to it. Now, in general, it's pleasurable to connect with a coherent energy field. And we find this, of course, in the way that people gather and respond to rhythmic music, or being part of a crowd with a shared purpose, a shared interest, a shared preoccupation, a crowd that becomes coherent in some way. Coherent in the way that a laser beam is coherent, all its components organized in the same direction. So being part of a crowd, all gathered under the same cause, to be marching, demonstrating, or whatever, or to be part of a cult or a group with a particular belief system, or a religious group, particularly if it's a charismatic religious group, so you get a group coherent field that can be very, very powerful and feel very tangible. There's a tangible quality, a real quality to the energy of such groups. You can feel it quite strongly. And in general, people with coherent energy fields are perceived as attractive. So this can be exploited, whether intentionally or unintentionally, inadvertently. So demagogues, Hitler-type phenomena, are skilled in generating coherent energies in a crowd. And the crowd, the individuals desire to belong to the crowd, and the crowd as a whole form a larger coherent energy field, which is then entrained to the energy field of the stronger, the dominant energy field of the figure who is creating this bigger field. So such people are skillful in generating strong, coherent energy. Now, initially, they just created, through the strength of their mind and energy field, they create a kind of localized area of coherence in the field, the fabric of reality. Some physicists, Amoroso and Rorschach, for example, would call this the noetic field, the field of our reality at every dimensional level. It's a field, and it's a kind of cosmic mind field that everything is part of. And so it's possible to create a local area of coherence in this noetic field, in the fabric of reality. And then other people's energy fields can be recruited into it. Let me show you this this image. So on the left of this image, it represents the malign kinds of coherence that demagogues can create, or that crowds sometimes spontaneously create, that they're coherent but they are malign, and they're characterized by an egoic control. If there's a figure who's generating this malign coherence, they're organized around fear and domination, very low frequency emotional qualities, and they are closed in on themselves. It's a kind of closed loop of low frequency entrainment, low frequency coherence. And then we contrast that with the field on the represented by the right of the diagram, benign coherence, when individuals and groups establish a state of coherence with higher frequencies, higher dimensional energies, states of meditation, attunement to higher realms, to the unified field. And these states of coherence are open. They are receiving, they are forming a field of coherence with higher realms. So it's the opposite of being a closed loop of lower frequency coherence. This is allowing oneself to be cohered to a higher state of coherence. So we are being entrained to the higher aspects of our own being, or higher aspects of our own potential, as we connect to what some would think of as the unified field or the ultimate source. There's another aspect of all of this, which is that when someone pays us attention in a coherent way, it creates a noetic mind-to-mind field of coherence between the two people. And this can feel very pleasurable. The two minds become entrained to one another in this shared field of coherence. But there can be malign aspects to this, because the more dominant person can then establish control over the less dominant person's mind. To varying extents. It's not an absolute control, but the one person's mind will tend to become entrained to the field of the more dominant person's mind. And then we know from quantum physics, very subtle experiments, that what we observe, what emerges from the quantum field that we can observe, is in certain ways determined by human consciousness. There's a way in which human consciousness interacts with the quantum level to determine what the measuring apparatus will reveal. I won't go into the technicalities of that. It's take too long, but many people will be aware of what I'm referring to. Now, of course, the quantum realm refers to, literally, it refers to the subatomic particles, the subatomic realm, fields and particles. But you do get quantum-like phenomena at higher realms. So I don't mean this as a literal quantum, as in subatomic phenomenon, but there is a quantum-like way in which one person's mind can kind of quantum select certain potentials from another person's mind. And I think this can happen in certain kinds of psychotherapy. Therapist is paying close attention to the client, the patient. A field of coherence is established, and if the therapist has a very strong kind of view of the world, a strong theory or a strong preoccupation, a strong set of assumptions, then there can be a kind of quantum selecting from the patient's mind of particular phenomena in such a way that the patient seems to confirm the therapist's theories. This is what this slide is referring to here is a slightly different version of what I've just been describing. What can happen is one person projects a particular image onto the other person, and the other person then identifies with that image. So it's a bit like the idea of the black sheep, someone being given a bad name, a bad image, and then they start to live up to that image that is projected onto them. And it can happen between parents and children. It can happen in adult relationships that exist for a long time. And I think it can happen sometimes in psychotherapy, unfortunately. Now, our minds are not confined to our brains. There are many phenomena, many examples of ways in which that show that our minds are not confined to our own, what we think of as our self and us, our brain. We are communicating energy fields. We're connecting with the group mind all the time. We are inevitably influenced by what is there in the group. So part of my own form of energy psychotherapy is the work is often to do with helping a person decohere from coherence with harmful or controlling energy fields generated by other people, and helping the person become more coherent with their own deeper self or higher self, or with the unified field, or coherence with a higher spiritual realm. And this image here expresses the idea that there is the unified field, this concept developed by Richard Amoroso and Elizabeth Rorschach, physicists, in their holographic anthropic multiverse theory. I won't here go into all the technicalities of it, but there's the idea that we are subtended within a vaster 12-dimensional realm, and held within the unified field beyond space and time, which pulses at a particular beat frequency. It pulses energy and information into our realm. It's like the beating heart of the cosmos. And we can become, our own heart can become coherent with that deeper pulse of the unified field, the beating heart of the cosmos. And that's an antidote to the tendency to be captured by malign fields of coherence that exist in many forms. Okay. There's more of this kind of thinking in the book I wrote, The Physics of the Mind, New Perspectives for Psychotherapists, Healers and Seekers. What I've done in that book is look carefully at the actual physics of the physical world, and then to consider how you get the same patterns, the same kind of repeating phenomena at different levels of reality, including the mind. Thanks very much for listening.